I've completed your course and I believe your supply and demand strategy is enough. The supply and demand strategy is enough, combined with lower timeframes confirmation and with some concepts of liquidity can be even really, really stronger. Also, the 2.0 content is coming out in November, so that will help you even more. So what time frame do you enter in? Lower time frames from the 15 minutes all the way down to the 1 minute. It depends on the setup, how big the setup is. For example, here, this is a very, very big zone, and therefore I will need possibly the 15 minutes time frame to actually use it for confirmation. If it is a very small zone, for example, here, this zone is a smaller zone. If we come to this zone, which is smaller compared to this one, I'm not going to look at the 15 minutes. Possibly I will look at the 5, at the 3, or at the 1 minute. We created a high during London. I know we're bullish, but we can go against the trend with half of the risk. Created the high during London. If we fail to hold this demand level, I will consider that we can go bearish. So if we break it, I will look for sells, intraday trades for sells. At the same time, we are, yes, in an uptrend, but I will take into consideration the higher time frames areas. So I will trade for buys if we come back to this area. But until we don't come back to this area, I can look for sells along the way, okay, to actually reach it, and then look for buys. Again, if you pay attention to the course, I tell you that that's for intraday trading. You can use the same exact concepts, same market structure, supply and demand, manipulation for confirmation, liquidity, all of that. You can use it on like the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hours to do swing trading, or you can do on the 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 1 minute for maybe scalping. So it's not true that I say that that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it if you want to do intraday trading. I would recommend 4 hours for market structure and direction, 1 hour for again direction, market structure, supply and demand zones together with the 4 hours, so combined, and then all the way down to the 50 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, depending on how big the setup is. Because as I told you already, it really depends. You just want a rule, but there is not a rule. You need to look at the market and understand what's going on. Here, this is a big zone. It is a 1 hour zone, very big zone. So we need to look at the 15 minutes for market structure to actually change, because the zone is too big, okay? If it is a smaller zone like this one, still a 1 hour zone, but it's just smaller, then we can go all the way down to the 5, 3, and 1 minute for confirmation. So I don't need to look at the 1 minute strategy, right? Why not? That's a very good confirmation to enter. If you just want to use limit orders, so if you just want to find supply and demand levels with confluence, maybe with the Fibonacci's and everything, and enter with limit orders, you can do it. But keep in mind that you will not have lower time frames confirmation, and that's that will help. Sorry for the noise. Let's look first at the 4 hours. So this is my thought process, and I believe this will help you a lot because you see how I look at the market. So first of all, we are in this downtrend. And we cannot argue that this is a downtrend, of course. What we can argue is that this downtrend is really overextended. So maybe looking for sells again here could be a little bit late, but we trade what we have. So in the 1 hour, we have all the confirmation that we are in a downtrend, and we can still look for sells because we have this breaker structure to the downside, great. Supply level that created the breaker structure. Now, if you go and look at my Instagram posts, and this is some of the stuff that will be included in the 2.0 content, which includes the same concepts, just refined. What I like to do is not actually sell from here, but sell from the supply just above it. So this is another supply just above it, because it's just more confluence when we are actually grabbing liquidity. So it would be perfect, and we see very strong moves after this happens. Grabbing the liquidity of a high, big candle also from here, so this is a good supply zone, retracement, and this is where lower time frames are really important, because if I have confirmation from here on lower time frames, I will take this trade. I'm not saying that I'm not going to take it, but I would prefer to see a grab of liquidity of the high and a sell-off from here. Okay. How to know if the trend is overextended? Just look at it. Look, it's not like you need an indicator or you need to, I mean, here we understand that we are in a downtrend because we have the breakout structure, right? So breakout structure to the downside, downtrend, possibly looking for sells, perfectly arrived from supply, which is also grabbing the liquidity of the high. So same setup that we're looking at right here. Perfect. Continuation to the downside, many opportunities. Opportunities here, opportunities here, opportunities here, opportunities here, opportunities here to continue down. Is it overextended? Yes, we've been for a very long time in a downtrend. Can it continue? Yes, it can continue. But at the same time, we probably built some trendline liquidity. And what happens when we build trendline liquidity? We want to grab that liquidity. So we might have a run to the upside to a higher demand level, supply level, for example, this one. We cannot be sure. This is, again, this involves lower time frames confirmation because we have that supply level, we have this supply level, we have higher supply levels. We might just continue to the upside to grab the trendline liquidity and then finally continue to the downside because it is overextended. So it is not like a secret, or you don't need an indicator to tell you that it's overextended. You just look at it and you're like, okay, I missed opportunities to sell here. I missed opportunities to sell here. I missed opportunities here. I missed opportunities here. I missed a lot of opportunities. Right now, we would be to catch a late opportunity. If we have all the confirmation that we need, we can still take it. That's the key of trading, right? Do I need to zoom out the chart to find the trend? You just need to look at the structure of the market. So what's going on right here? You come to your USD. Well, of course, I don't need to do this. I don't need this. I mean, yeah, I can just go on the daily to look at this. I didn't need to zoom out like this. What I do, zoom in. I understand that we were in this downtrend and that we had this breakout to the upside right here, but at the same time, we tapped into supply. Oh, actually not yet tapped into supply. So what we could do is look for buys to actually reach this supply. And then at this supply, we can look for lower time frames confirmation for sells. If there is no confirmation, not trade. If there is confirmation, sells, maybe to a demand area where we have our take profit. And then at the demand area, we look at lower time frames confirmations for buys, okay?